그냥 물 흐르듯이 살았습니다. 네. Every single day I think of running away. 이색과 함께 저희 마인드셋도 좀 바꾸고 싶어요. I've just been feeling a little down. Like, can life get any more worse? I had a eureka. Like, I kind of feel bipolar right now. Like, 진짜 남자들은 왜 그러는 거예요? I'm officially leaving behind in 2025. But the Gyaru mindset? Girl. 몰라. 뛰어버려. 빨리 뛰어. 지금 시각이 6시 13분. 카메라 키운 이유는 눈썹이 깔끔해져서 자랑하고 싶었어요. 근데 카메라를 켜니까 다크서클이 너무 심해서 빨리 가려주겠습니다. 얇게만 깔아주고 운동을 하겠습니다. 겨울방학 때고 이렇게 일찍 일어나는 건 처음인 것 같아요. 오늘은 친구가 같이 운동을 가자 그래서 이렇게 일찍 일어나 봤습니다. 오늘은 리셋 데이를 가지도록 하겠습니다. 너무 신나요. 그 bullet journal 이럴 것도 만들어보고 이렇게 기록 bullet journal도 안 적은 지 엄청 오래됐어요. 지금이 29일인데 25일부터 아무것도 없죠. 그냥 물 흐르듯이 살았습니다. 네. 아무것도 기억하지 않고 아무것도 기록하지 않았어요. 왜냐? 아무것도 안 했기 때문인가? 하지만 오늘부터 고쳐먹으려고요. 제가 요즘 외로움의 감정이라는 감정에 대해서 굉장히 생각을 많이 하고 있는데 이게 제가 뭔가 이번 일주일 동안 자꾸 사람한테서 그 외로움을 극복하려고 하는 것 같은 거예요. 사람을 자꾸 만나려고 하고, 그러니까 만나는 건 좋고 약속 잡는 건 좋은데 집착에 가까울 정도로 제 마음이 뭔가 만남이 끝나면 공허해지는 거죠. 근데 그런 식으로 저답지 않은 그런 생각들과 저답지 않은 집착을 하게 되는 일주일이었거든요. 그래서 오늘 리셋과 함께 저희 마인드셋도 좀 바꾸고 싶어요. 저는 원래 굉장히 좀 독립적인 사람이고 우정, 사랑 다 필요 없어. 인생은 원래 혼자야. 이런 류의 사람이거든요. 그냥 외국에 혼자 살다 보니까 그렇게 된 것 같기도 한데 다시 그 마인드셋으로 돌아가려고요. 아니 제가 그렇다고 막 저를 자신을 고립시키고 막 인간관계를 하지 않는 건 아닙니다. 그런데 조금 독립적인 필요는 있어요. 조금 제가 제 자신과 보내는 시간을 좀 사랑해주고 제 자신을 좀 사랑해주고 아무도 보지 않더라도 좀 케어해주고 나 자신을 무엇보다 나의 정신건강을 케어해주고 이런 게 좀 중요할 것 같아요. 어려워요. 저 아직 애란 말이에요. 저 아직 애긴데 29일 어제 잠 4시간 잤다 나오는데 심각하네. 이러면 안 되는데. 네. 참 어제 너무 피곤했거든요. 그래서 더 잠이 안 온 것 같아요. 7시에 잠이 들었는데 9시에 잠이 들었는데 12시에 깨가지고 한 새벽 4시까지 잠을 못 잤어요. 그래서 그렇게 중간에 깨는 게 정말 안 좋은데 왜 깼을까요 저는? 요즘에 그리고 돈을 너무 많이 써요. 근데 제가 너무 불행한 거예요. 크리스마스에 혼자 있지 교육방학 때 아무 데도 못 가지. 그래서 좀 질렸습니다. 그리고 12월까지만 좀 지르려고요. 뭔 영상이? 저 오늘은 이 책 끝낼 수 있을까요? 진짜 어려울 것 같긴 한데 제가 한번 해보겠습니다. 근데 여기 끝에 이 정도는 책의 일부가 아니에요. explanatory notes네. 이걸 읽고 시작할 걸 그랬나? 이걸 읽었어야 됐네. 이 책은 살짝 교과서 같아요. 그러니까 독해도 교과서지만 뭔가 한 문장 하나하나 좀 공부하면서 읽어야 되는 느낌이거든요. 그래서 이걸 한 번에 끝내는 게 무슨 도움이 될지 모르겠지만 그래도 뭔가 빨리 끝내버리고 싶어가지고 12월 안에 끝내겠습니다. 이 책. 오늘은 좀 무리고 오늘, 내일, 그리고 내일 모레 안에 끝내겠습니다. 이 책. 그리고 또 끝내고 싶은 책. 이건 제가 크리스마스 날 읽기 시작했죠. 주혜 작가님의 작은 땅의 야수들. 이것도 그 무슨 파친코랑 비슷한 컨셉이라고 들었어요. 근데 아주 조금 읽었는데 재밌습니다. 지금까지. 그래서 이것도 끝내고 싶고 또 제가 경제 관련 책들 좀 샀어요. 얘네들 빨리 읽어줘야 됩니다. 경제에 대한 관심이 얼마 가지 않을 거라는 걸 제가 알기 때문에 얘네들도 쑥 한번 훑어주는 느낌으로 읽어볼게요. 그리고 또 남은 책들 소개만 해볼게요. 이 책은 제가 도서관에서 정말 자주 보는 책이어서 빌려봤는데 캐나다 작가님이신 것 같아요. 근데 그냥 뭔가 사이파이 느낌? 그러니까 나이를 먹지 않는 아이에 대한 이야기고 또 하나의 사이파이 맞습니다. 완전 사이파이고요. 이 작가 누구냐? 앤토니 도어. 제가 이 책을 읽었어요. All That We Cannot See. 그리고 읽고 정말 재밌었거든요. 뭔가 이분은 한 3, 4 관점에서 동시에 글을 쓴 다음에 마지막에 한 가지로 완전 뭉치거든요. 그래서 이게 이 세계관이 이렇게 합쳐진다고? 이런 느낌이 드는 글들을 쓰십니다. 그래서 재밌을 것 같아요. 그 다음에 얘 얘는 제가 읽으면서 재밌다고 읽었거든요. 근데 너무 힘들어요. 이건 또 어떻게 끝낼지 잘 모르겠지만 해보겠습니다. 열심히. 지금 좀 부족한 상태인데 이 책을 읽느라 늦게 잤습니다. 이 책을 다 끝냈고요. 꽤 얇은 책이어서 그냥 반나절 만에 끝내버린 책이겁니다. 이거는 도서관에서 일하시는 분이 추천해줘서 읽게 된 책인데 굉장히 몽환적이에요. 뭔가 시적이라고 해야 되나? 이렇게 보시게 되면 이렇게 글의 여백도 꽤 있는 편이고 시적 편이 꽤 나오는 것 같아요. 근데 요새 제가 본의 아니게 시를 많이 읽고 있는데 그러니까 시다운 글을 많이 읽고 있는데 그래서 그런지 이해가 됐습니다. 이 사람이 어떤 문제에 대해 고뇌하고 있고 이 사람이 예를 들어서 식당이나 카페에 앉아서 보이는 것들이 이 사람의 정신 상태에 따라서 달라지잖아요. 그런 게 확연히 드러나는 책 같았고 주인공의 정신 상태 같은 경우는 굉장히 어려웠어요. 피아니스트, 월드 클래스 피아니스트인데 최근에 커리어가 망가진 사건이 있었고 그리고 꽤 오랫동안 자기를 괴롭히어왔던 자기의 친부모님에 대한 그런 괴로움이 있었어요. 이분은 부모님 없이 살았기 때문에. 근데 그런 마음의 괴로움들과 음악의 그런 사랑과 열정과 음악에 대한 표현들이나 그리고 또 여자로서의 그런 섹슈얼리 그리고 또 네 번째 요소 코로나가 엄청 큰 주제였어요. 이 책에 다들 마스크를 입고 등장을 해요. 그리고 막 실제로도 백신을 맞는 장면이 나오고 그럽니다. 근데 이 네 가지 요소를 한 가지의 뭔가 표현으로 묶으시고 또 이 네 가지를 완전 왔다 갔다 하면서 이 컨셉트를 왔다 갔다 하면서 이 사람의 마음을 표현하세요. 이 여자가 맨 처음에 책 처음에 자기의 떡을 만나요. 도플갱어를 만난단 말이에요. 그리고 마지막에 그 도플갱어랑 대화를 하게 되는데 그 점에서 저는 이해가 좀 딸려가지고 이해를 잘 못했어요. 이게 무슨 메시지지? 그러니까 제가 생각하기에는 이 도플갱어가 자기의 엄마였던 것 같아요. 자기가 떠올리고 그리던 엄마의 모습. 그래서 자기랑 비슷하게 생겼다고 계속 얘기하지 않나 싶어요. 근데 또 아닐 수도 있죠. 진짜 도플갱어일 수도 있죠. 자기의 모습일 수도 있고. 제가 조금 슬럼프에 있었는데 책 한 권을 끝낼 수 있어서 이제 이 나머지 요놈들을 조금 한번 오늘 태클해보도록 하겠습니다.
Because like it's been so long since I met. This is cute.
제가 이번에 친구 한 명한테 크리스마스 선물을 받아서서 한번 풀어보겠습니다. 이게 첫 번째 선물이고요. 2026년 플래너입니다. 제가 플래너 없이 못 사는 ISFJ거든요. 벌써 쓰고 있어요. 그리고 1월에는 대충 스케줄을 적어놨는데 이제 학교 시작하면 더 많이 쓸 것 같아요. 너무 예쁘죠? 이거 진짜 이렇게 예쁜 꽃장식이 있고 잠기는 플래너. 너무 잘 쓸 것 같아요. 그 다음 파우치입니다. 메이크업 파우치로 쓰라고 해줬는데 저는 아마 필통으로 쓰지 않을까 싶어요. 이런 느낌의 파우치 너무 좋습니다. 항상 파우치는 쓸 때가 많죠. 이런 작은 파우치도 좋아해요. 이거는 제가 따로 산 건데 여기다가 크로셰 기구들 넣어놓고 사용하고 있습니다. 이것도 뭐 비슷한 용도로 쓰지 않을까 싶어요. 스팀 아이 마스크. 와, 5개가 들어있고 그냥 이렇게 넣기만 하면 따뜻해지는 것 같아요. 한번 써봐야겠다. 그 다음에 양말, 룰루레몬 양말. 제가 처음으로 받아보는 그리고 처음으로 써보는 룰루레몬입니다. 진짜 비싼 건데 언니도 참. 룰루레몬 로고가 이렇게 박혀있어요. 잘 보이죠? 나 룰루레몬 신고 있다 할 수 있을 것 같고 미디엄 기장 정도 되는 것 같아요. 런닝할 때만 써봐야겠다. 겨울인데 이런 쿠키 정도는 먹어줘야죠. 이건 친구 룸메이트가 만들고 간 쿠키들이에요. 그 버터 쿠키? 슈거 쿠키? 그리고 이거는 선물 받은 숏케이크 숏브레드 쿠키. 맛있겠죠? 키를 먹으면서 유튜브를 보면서 뜨개질을 다시 시작해보려 합니다. 친구가 또 이런 애들을 이런 남은 yarn을 줬어요. 너무 귀엽게. 그래서 한번 뜨개질 시작해보겠습니다. Chamberlain videos are like the best. Like the music, the cinematography, the person that Emma is, just perfect. 너무 울퉁불퉁해서 그런가 그냥 내 꼬어머로 사는 것 같은데요? 너무 이상해요. 무슨 좋네. 뭔가 넥 워머보다 넥 브레이스 같은 느낌인데. Okay, it is 2 p.m. and I need to go on a run, but I cannot motivate myself for the death of me to go on this run. And I just feel like I need to spend some money. Like I need to do some girly things. I need to splurge on myself a little bit. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go on the run. I'm gonna go to the mall. I've just been feeling a little down, like pondering the meaning of life, not being able to wake up from bed, hating all of my current relationships. I just need to break out of this slump and this funk I'm in. So let's do something about it. So it's snowing. It's there's snow outside, but it's not actively snowing, and it's only 1 degree. So I'm thinking it's fine. We can go on the run. To give you a bit more detail about why I feel down, I overate yesterday, and okay, to give you context, after that morning workout yesterday, I was extremely malnourished when I went to take a nap. Like I was hungry, but I didn't eat anything because I was so tired, so I had to go to sleep. But then when I went to sleep and then woke up from the nap, I was so exhausted because I didn't eat anything. Actually, I did eat a singular avocado toast that brunch place gave me, but that was nowhere near enough. So after waking up from the nap, I was ravenous. I was like a beast looking for stuff to eat. So I ate like 4 choco pies. I ate a bunch of the leftovers in my fridge. I ate a whole container of Pringles, and then also like a chocolate muffin I had lying around. So yeah, I ate a lot, and then obviously because my stomach was so full I couldn't go to sleep, and so I fell asleep at like 4 a.m. Did I do anything productive till 4 a.m.? I read like 10 pages of my book, and then I was just doom scrolling, like literal doom scrolling till 4 a.m. And then I've now waken up at 2 p.m. Nevertheless, we're gonna try to fix it around. Malnourishing myself and going to sleep will never happen again. What will not happen again for a while is also a leg day because my legs are hurting as fuck. So yeah, no thank you. Let's talk about the things that I'm officially leaving behind in 2025 because it is December 31st, or it's December 30th, and I need about 2 days to think about this kind of thing. So what am I leaving behind? Truthfully, I would like to leave behind my fucked up sleep schedule, but is that realistic? I don't know. I don't think so, because I don't see how I'm gonna fix that. Yeah, I'm literally like, I have no hope. My sleep schedule has no hope for remedy. Like I'm kind of fucked. What else am I leaving behind in 2026? In 2025? You know what I'm leaving behind? I'm leaving behind desperate energy. Like this Christmas, I've been complaining of being lonely and like not having a boyfriend for some reason. But like, so what, girl? Like you can live by yourself. I literally don't need a man. Like, if I really think about it, I actually don't need a man in my life. So I don't know. So the only reason I'm looking for a boyfriend is to fill in this gap in my hole of feeling lonely. But then like, a man can't solve that. Like I just have to keep reminding myself that nobody else can solve the loneliness inside of me except myself and God. So, girl, leave that behind. Leave that desperate energy behind. But I am getting closer to my goal. There's this guy I've been talking to, but like, he literally does not text back. So I'm just leaving behind that. I'm leaving that behind. I'm not gonna carry that with me to 2026. What else am I leaving behind in 2025? Let's talk about energy. Like I don't want to talk about anything tangible. Like what's really going on inside my heart that's making me dislike myself the most and dislike my life the most. You know? Let's see. Let's think about it. I'm getting rid of my urge to drink. Like, what is motivating me to drink so much? I think that if I drink, I will become happy and I'll forget all my problems, right? But does that really happen? Not really. Like, in the long run, drinking is really bad for you. It cannot be good for my running progress, and it cannot be good for my career and the future I want for myself. Like, am I gonna be the mom that comes home after work and drinks herself to sleep? No, I don't want to be that mom. So I'm gonna try to fix this mentality of trying to make myself happy through external factors, because happiness is subjective. It has to come from inside of you. That's really hard. It's easy to say, it's hard to achieve, but in 2026 I do want to work towards it. You know what I mean? It's like I woke up and today I had a eureka. Like suddenly I'm all confident and I have all the strength in the world. I kind of feel bipolar right now, like because I've been depressed lying in bed, and now as soon as I wake up I'm like so hyped and needing to go. But I don't know, I think talking to the camera helps. What else am I carrying forward with me in 2026? Okay, this is a new mentality that I have learned about, and it is the Gyaru mentality. Fucking hell. Okay, no, like actually, like hear me out. The Gyaru mentality. Gyaru is like a term that people in Japan use to describe girls who are like, okay, they have like really long, like appearance-wise, they have really long lashes, really strong makeup, they wear really fitting clothes. I love cheetah prints, and I love like pink and hot pink and all this stuff, and I'm proud of it because I'm a girl. That's their mentality. And appearance-wise, I don't think I can get really close to the Gyaru mindset. I am think I'm getting like finger nails, Gyaru style, but other than that, like I'm not willing to go too in depth with the Gyaru appearance. But the Gyaru mindset, girl, say less. Like, so the Gyaru mindset is saying things out the way you are feeling it. You think, you say. You don't filter it. You don't act kind and shy. I want to be unapologetic about my choices. I want to be so confident in myself, in the words I say, in the jokes I make, in who I am, in the way I live, in my values, that nobody dares to rudely try to change me, because I don't need that. Like, I already know who I am, and I am fixing myself for the better, and I don't need anyone else to do that for me. Okay, let's go and drink some water and have a banana or something so I can go on this run. I bought these 3 bananas from the grocery store recently. Like, I'm really broke, so I could only afford this $1 banana, but it's fine, right? Yeah, that's girl breakfast right here. So I have worn about another layer, and then I have this vest on, and I'm hoping this is good enough for the cold. But yeah, let's eat this gigantic banana. Guys, you know you ate too much last night if you feel so fucking full at 2 p.m. the next day eating a banana. Like, do I regret it? Yes. Should I not have done it? Yes. But is it already in the past and should I stop complaining about it? Yes. So I will do that. But this banana, I'm gonna finish. Although it's really hurting my stomach and like I literally cannot keep it down. I'm gonna finish it because I'm gonna need it for my 10-kilometer run. You know, guys, I've been feeling really proud of myself. Cause like, as you can tell, I run really slow. Like, I run like a snail. But then why do I keep posting it online when it's nothing to boast about? Because for me, it's such a big deal. Like, I used to never run more than 1 minute. A single minute. I used to never run more than that. But now, I can run. What is that? Why do you have a huge bruise on you? Who hurt you, babe? Sorry, I'm not eating your bruise. But anyways, what was I talking about? Okay, I feel really confident in myself now. I can run 10 kilometers easy. Like, after 10 kilometers, I don't feel dead anymore. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean you don't feel dead after 10 kilometers? I can even run about 11 kilometers non-stop and not feel dead. Like, that's how far I've come in my journey. It's been about 3 months, I think. And like, as a girl who used to run less than 1 kilometer, I did not even have a concept of what 1 kilometer was. Like, and now I'm able to run like 19. Like, what do you mean? Yeah, so I'm gonna be proud of that. Yes, I'm fucking slow. I'm just running around my neighborhood like a crazy woman. But I feel happy. I feel good doing it. That's all that matters. And it's really changed my life for the better. It gives me something to do. Like, if I didn't have running, I would be just lying in bed till I have to go to work, be depressed, and stay up all night again. But with running, I can kind of turn my day around. And it's like the easiest thing to do to kind of release those happy hormones. Great for your mental health. Strongly recommend. 아니, 연락이 왔는데 그냥 친구? 내가 네 친구야? 내가 너한테 그렇게 중요한 친구였어? 진짜 열받고 저 이제 갸루가 되기로 했으니까 진짜 그냥 참지 않고 뱉을 겁니다. 참지 않고 물어볼 거예요. 이러고서 못 말한다. 제가 아직 소심 한 티스푼 섞여있긴 하거든요. 여러분 진짜 남자들은 왜 그러는 거예요? 몰라 뛰어버려 빨리 뛰어. I'm just eating my lentil stew or whatever this is, but there are so many potatoes, so I'm gonna work on eating this slowly. I have been sleeping like I'm in a storm. Like I went to bed at like 11 last night, and I woke up at like 11 the next day, but I only got 5 hours of sleep. So 7 hours I just spent lying in bed, not able to fall asleep. I don't know why, because I didn't drink any caffeine yesterday. All I did was go on a run and go to work. I didn't even eat like late last night, but I couldn't fall asleep. I have this anxious feeling, and I can't detach myself from my phone. I just keep watching YouTube videos, and I don't know, if I just lie in bed by myself with my own thoughts for too long, I'll just go around in circles and I don't get anywhere. I think I'm anxious because I don't want to start school again. I am dreading the upcoming semester, mostly because of the lack of breaks I'm getting. Like this winter break was a break for me, but I felt like I was stuck in Kelowna, stuck here in Canada, not able to go anywhere. That acted more as like a secluding pressure to me instead of an actual break. Maybe that's why every single day I think of running away, like not showing up to work and just like taking a plane and leaving to Korea and seeing my family. I try to fill up this empty space with reading, crocheting, running, whatever I can do to spend my time alone, but at the end of the day, it's really not solving anything. And that shows when I lie down in my bed and try to sleep. I'm lost. I really don't know what to do anymore. Why are there flecks of white in my coffee? And why does it taste so weird? I think I'm feeling a little better now that I have some good music on and a book to read with some caffeine in me. But I have something to say about this book. I am about halfway in this book called Beast of a Little Land. It's about like similar background story to Pachinko, where the Japanese have occupied Korean land. Koreans and the Japanese are living together in one land, but the Japanese people have a distinctly greater amount of power. The Korean people are deprived of their own produce, of their own land. Their property and their food is taken away from them. You know, basic colonization stuff. Yeah. But then the story revolves around the revolutionary workers. I don't know what they're called, but like the rebels, right? The rebellion. There's like a guy named Myungbo from this rebellion. He's like in charge of fundraising for this rebellion. So he's going around. He has some rich friends because he used to be rich, but he's given up that life for the rebellion. But he's going around fundraising, asking his rich friends, whom have all turned him down. He's reaching out to courtesans, most of whom are willing to help. One of the courtesans' name is Danny, and she is very willing to help because she wants to fight for justice, but also because she finds intrigue in the fact that Momo finds her attractive. And so she has this money, and it's her choice where she spends it. So why not be just and beautiful while doing it, right? But the author has made Myungbo. He has a wife. Like his family and friends have all abandoned him, but his wife has kept close to him, has stayed loyal. But Myungbo instead goes out while looking for fundraisers, and although never explicitly says anything or does anything, implicitly he shows interest for this Danny. And I feel guilty in taking pleasure in reading something like this, and I feel guilty and conscious and aware of what like an affair does to your dopamine system. Like if this wasn't an affair, if Myungbo was actually such a walking green flag and he had split up with his wife before, I am sure that both Myungbo, Danny, and myself would not have gotten this much pleasure out of this relationship that they've formed. And it's quite disgusting to me to admit it. But let me read you something disturbing to me. Page 118. Myungbo talks about his relationship with his wife and about how his wife wanted him to stay in his like rich family environment where he would have inherited land instead of giving all this up and going to dangerous lands to fundraise for the rebellion. This is something that wives can expect from their husband. You know, they have a family. But also, Myungbo is saying, regarding their marriage, he was profoundly disappointed at not being understood exactly where he felt most proud of himself. So just because his wife was not as passionate about fighting back against the Japanese, he was very disappointed in this relationship to the point where he felt attracted to Danny, who was willing to accompany him in this process. And yeah, it is a big deal. He is risking his life for this purpose. And I would say, yeah, you have the right to be disappointed. But what I'm disturbed by is the blatant romanticizing of this affair between two people who have similar interests in this rebellion. Books are brutally honest. They show like the subconscious side of things too. So in these relationships, even though nothing ever happens, you see like the desires, the instincts that pull and push between two people. And it's quite disturbing to me. It makes me want to run away and not face relationships ever again. Because the truth is, like, if you're a human being, affairs are fascinating. And especially if you're in it, there's something so captivating about being in an affair of like this delusion of love, right? It's got me thinking a lot about love and betrayal and the true meaning of love is. I think the sentence is really disturbing to me because it reminds me of someone I used to know. He said something very similar about his fiance, ex-fiance, about how his fiance didn't appreciate the thing in his life that he was most passionate about. And that's why he broke up with his fiance. But usually what accompanies that thought is granting yourself permission to cheat on your so this person actually cheated on their fiance. So what comes with this implication that you are, I don't know, more superior, or that your passion for something, even your passion for something very just, like the Korean rebellion, it makes you feel superior. It makes you feel like you're misunderstood and that there's someone better out there that can, you know, have aligned interests and passions. What comes with that is like implied permission for yourself to cheat. And I don't know what that connection is, but somehow that's just what happens. Usually these men, they need to hold on to both and they can't let go. Like, okay, my thoughts exactly are written down after in this next paragraph. This was surely the reason he had felt so taken in by Danny, who had shown such acute perception and genuine empathy for the cause. Turning his hat mindlessly in his hands, Myungbo recalled Danny's brilliant eyes and her eloquent, expressive lips. It was such a shame that people only ever saw her sensuality in that lovely face, which was so clearly full of intelligence and purity. And more than that, there was something very touching about her, strong and proud, yet simultaneously very tender and open. But at that moment, Myungbo abruptly stopped his musing and rose from his chair. The secretary had announced that Songsu was ready for him. Songsu is one of his rich friends who has rejected his favor request in this fundraising. Songsu is also lovers with Danny. They've been lovers since they were young. They've been broken apart because Songsu was a fuckboy and he just left to America and ghosted her, but then they've reunited and they're lovers again. But like, what I want to bring up is like, does Myungbo, like, okay, in terms of like the rebellion, in terms of the bigger cause, yes, Myungbo is much more just, he's much more woke, he's much more intelligent, he's much more empathetic towards the common people of Korea. He's very aware of his actions, that yes, he's rich, but he needs to give back to the people who are suffering most. While Songsu, on the other hand, is very narcissistic, avoids thinking about this thing at all, is really just like constantly making up excuses and reasons for not feeling empathy for these people, when just the only reason is that he is comfortable and he doesn't want to think about this, the uncomfortable side of his own nation. But okay, so these two men, when you're looking at it from a bigger cause of patriotism, then Myungbo is definitely the bigger man. But in terms of love, like, you both are doing the same thing. You both are cheating on your wives. You both are going after something that you shouldn't be. You both are, well, not physically, but both are having emotional affairs. Yeah. I don't like both of these men. You say you couldn't do anything about it. It was love. You were misunderstood. You were forced into doing this thing. You had no choice. But really? Did you really have no choice? Yeah, like, the more I read books and I get to understand different people's perspectives, the more I become open and permissive and accepting of people who do wrong things, like wrong things that the society deems wrong. Like, the more I read, the more accepting I become, and then the more blurry my moral compass becomes. It makes me really confused. So that's just where I'm at right now. I am really liking this book. In this discussion between Songsu and Myungbo appears one of my most frequently asked questions. Songsu is a very well-educated man. He was like a politics major in America, and he knows stuff. So he is telling Myungbo about how they should not be rebelling against the Japanese. After all, throughout all of history and throughout all of this world, universally, colonization is a natural process. It's led nations to become more modernized, yes. And even in the past before this Japanese occupation, there's been instances of where Korea has been dominated and has dominated other nations, have taken land and taken property and wiped out a whole nation of people. And that's just the natural process of history. So what is the meaning? What is the purpose of fighting back when this is the natural course of history, right? And even in this day and age, we see a lot of nations, differences between nations that have fought back, like Korea, for example, and those that have not fought back and have just assimilated. Even Canada, the majority of the population is white people, and the indigenous people they are still fighting back, but historically, they have been more trampled on than being able to rebel, in my opinion, in my perspective. And so that process of fighting back and regaining their rights is still in continuation. While in Korea, they have regained it because of the uprising in this rebellion. Anyways, so Sung Soo's point is that this is natural. It's survival of the fittest. So why would you fight back? And then he also gets to talking about being more efficient about this rebellion, being smart. Realistically, the Koreans cannot fight back against the Japanese because the Japanese have a significant more amount of power. They have more weapons, they have more people, they have more, equipment, they have more resources, and like the Koreans, all they have is the will to fight and farming equipment. Realistically, right? So someone's saying we should ask the Americans for help. The Americans won't like that Japan is gaining this power, so they will side with the Koreans. At the end of the war, that is kind of what happens, right? But the Koreans, I feel that the rebellion that the Koreans did by themselves without the help of America or any other nation was a very big factor of Korea regaining its independence, and a very big, a very big force that was able to enable this to happen. But Myungbo's argument against Sung Soo's very logical and very persuasive opinions is that he takes this example of a little boy who is about to die because he's in the train tracks. The train is coming for him. We know he's gonna die. Do we choose to save him because it's the right thing to do in that situation, in that present moment, or do we just ignore it because, first of all, it's risking our own lives, and second of all, the boy is gonna face death anyways. And this boy in this example is a metaphor for Korea. I just found that to be quite powerful, and I'm so glad this author is able to form persuasive arguments based on both perspectives, and it itches the itch of that question I've been having for a long time. There is something about being able to look in the present moment, doing what's right now where you are, and ignoring the flow of history, because history is written by those in power. History is written by those who have obtained victory, and so history, in a sense, is oppression, and it is not really a right, it doesn't point you to the right trajectory at all times. We say we have to learn from history, but I think that most of history is wrong. It sides with those with power, and it silences those without power. In history books, even if they talk about those minorities and they talk about those who have lost the battle between this power dynamic, it still is leaning more towards the narrative, telling the narrative of those in power. So when someone talks about natural, when someone talks about survival of the fittest, when someone talks about that's just how it is in life, that would be a red flag for me, I think. Yeah. And when I have those thoughts in my own mind, I have to stop myself, because at the end of the day, it's not the right thing to think at all. Regarding the affair and regarding the disturbing thoughts I had, relationship between Myungbo and Danny, it is addressed very instantly in this book. I think the author has given a lot of thought about morally right or wrong. So Myungbo is in jail for this rebellion. He was captured by the Japanese and he has been tortured for several days. But with Danny's help, because Danny is married to a powerful judge, a Japanese judge, he is taken to a more comfortable jail cell, and he has some time to think for himself. And he thinks, in the flashes of consciousness that were allowed him during this incarceration, Myungbo's thoughts had turned to his two mistakes. The first one was that he was wrong to resent his wife's pragmatism while falling for Danny. Blah 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 blah. Since he had long looked down on his friend's womanizing, he had been all the more confused about his attraction to Danny. But it all felt so faded and tarnished now. Upon thinking about her for the first time since his arrest, he only felt ashamed. Love was defined by how much one could suffer for one another, by what you were willing to do to protect this person. It was a question of choosing the person with whom you'd like to hold hands on your last train ride. Now he knew the one he truly loved. And then he starts writing to his daughter, and tells his daughter to be obedient to her mother. And yeah. The second and worst mistake of Myungbo's life was that he had put his faith in unarmed resistance. Like the other signers, he believed that they would gladly die if that could bring them closer to independence. But he now saw that death of so many people was wasted. With both the leadership and civilians annihilated, progress had not only been stalled, but even taken several steps backward. Nothing can change without force in the face of such inhumanity. So powerful. So powerful. These words, so simple, so easy to understand, yet so powerful. I love it so much. And I'm glad Myungbo came to this conclusion, because it has allowed me to take a little bit of comfort and read this book without a very disturbing itch in the back of my head. Oh, wow. Amazing book. I am sensing a 5-star read. I think I like it more than Pachinko because Pachinko doesn't address things as clearly as this author does. Maybe it's just me not being able to analyze it as well as other avid readers might be doing. But for me, I think this author is really clear and really laying it out plainly. She goes through all of these little dilemmas with the readers and she addresses it with so much skill, so much simplicity, yet so much clarity. Yeah. 이 앞머리 가발이 향수 사이에 껴져 있었는데 향수가 좀 섞여 나왔는지 앞머리에 냄새가 너무 좋아요. 기분 좋아. 앞머리 가발 좀 부자연스럽긴 한데 안경도 안 쓰면 너무 못생겨가지고 안경 쓰고 떼양 재밌다. 내가 좋아하는 노래다. 너무 로맨틱해. 정우랑 제이드라는 두 명의 캐릭터가 나왔는데 이 둘은 어렸을 때 만나가지고 제이드는 꼴을 센 여자가 돼버렸고 정호는 스트리트 갱스터가 됐거든요. 되게 그 스트리트 갱스터 탑 중에 탑 코리안 야구자. 근데 너무 이제 어렸을 때는 제이드를 돌봐주시는 데니라는 그 데니가 이 만남을 싫어해서 못 만나다가 조금 커서 다시 만났어요. She turned around and fixed her bright eyes on me, and it was like when on summer nights I used to lie down by the canal and look up at the sky. The dizziness of stars. I didn't know looking into another person's eyes could feel like that. 정말 순수한 사랑이다, 그쵸? 순수하고 like being enamored by someone else just by the looks of their eyes. It's something you can only experience when you're an innocent boy like Jungho is. Yeah, I'm excited to keep on reading. 맛있어. 맛있어. 네가 프로 유튜버야? 그만해.